All right, family. We black again. Once again, it's the Truth Hour with General Sarah Soon said kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. This Sunday, April the 2nd, is going down. America is Egypt, Mississippi River versus the Nile debunked. We got to get on family, man. We got to get on family, man. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they got red feather fever, family. We got to get on family with red feather fever. So make sure y'all, the link is in the video description in the chat room. Click that. We had a fire presentation this Sunday. Did ancient African scientists graph the other races? Did they graph the other races? And if you watch that one right there, it's on generalseti.com. It ain't nothing but the truth. You see, that one right there, I'm gonna have to put that one on DVD. I'm gonna have to put that one on DVD. It's just laying like that. You understand? You're gonna want access to that at all times. You feel me? Make sure you check me out, generalseti.com too, and check that out. You see, and so ring the alarm. That's right. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com. Online marketplace at this time. We got 20% off, family. We got 20% off, family, on African. We got the DVD, the Classic and Jurassic DVD lectures, T-shirts, and hoodies for the kings and queens. We got African and Kemetic jewelry, Pharaoh heads. We got the queens, you know, the queen heads. We got the Oba. We got the Naga, Kushite, Buddha. You got the arms. We got everything that you need. We got all the talismans, so you can keep these spirits up off of your family. That's right. Holistic herbal tonics and remedies. We got home decor, accessories for every room in the house. Living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. We got you, kingseti.com. 20% off at this time. That's right. Pull the fire alarm. We on fire, family. We on fire. That's right. SETI University, over 900 video presentations on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, mental warfare, advanced African academics, developing the Black nation one lesson at a time. The complete General Cyrus SETI website, and I'm letting you know. Goddamn it, get on over there, because we did ancient African scientists grab the other races? Is the story of Yakub true? That one out of 900. And so they're just letting you know that that's fire at any given time when you go over there. General SETI, keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. That's right. Exclusive live streams, too hot for YouTube or any other tube, or just so exclusive that I keep it for my family on YouTube. And so right after this very presentation, General SETI's Dictionary of Alchemy and Occult Keywords relating to Black divinity is going down this evening. We dropping nothing but the truth. You see what I'm saying? So get on over there, become a patron, so you can get that fire. That's how we do it. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Cyrus SETI. Rock that notification bell. Give a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. And all the moderators will be on you too. Ain't no way for you to get up out of here. All right, family, we're dealing with a very powerful subject today. We're talking about Yurugu. We're talking about the Yurugu, y'all. We're talking about the Yurugu. Let me get it on up here. You see? Let me get it on up here. It's gonna be hard now. We got to deal with this. We got to deal with this. Now, what is the Yurugu? First and foremost, let me get some water right quick, family. Hold on. Let me get some water. All right. Matter of fact, I ain't even got my mic in. I ain't even got my mic in. I ain't even got my mic in. All right, let me see. Let me make sure everything is Gucci. Okay, it's in now. It's in now. Okay, everything good. Everything good. We in the house now. Okay. And so now we got to deal with the God of chaos. And so, you know, when you start talking about the Yurugu, the best understanding now, you want to see a physical symbolism. You see, you say, huh? So people say, what is the Yurugu? Okay, let's deal with the Yurugu, family. Let's deal with the Yurugu. Now, according to the Dogon people of Mali, okay, our people in West Africa, Amma the creator, ordained that all created beings should be living manifestations of the fundamental universal principle of complementary or twinness. Complementary or twinness. The principle manifests itself as the wholeness, which is created when female and male pairs join in all things. You see, it's like the yin and the yang. And I always talk about when you see the twin serpents on the Nubian crown. You see, the symbolisms of the twin serpents is the law of divine opposites, feminine and masculine. Okay, such pairings establishes equilibrium, cooperation, balance, and harmony. Amma therefore equip each being with twin souls, both female and male at birth. But one of these primordial placentas, the male soul did not wait for the full gestation period to be born. This male being was known as Yurugu, who arrogantly wished to compete with Amma and to create a world better than which Amma had created. You see? And so the thing is, you know, and after the damn Yurugu realized that he was flawed. You see, he was born prematurely without his female twin soul. Okay, realizing that he was flawed and therefore deficient, Yurugu returned to Amma seeking his complementary female self, but Amma had given his female soul away. Okay, Yurugu, forever incomplete, was doomed to perpetually search for the completeness that could never be his. Okay, could never be his. And so that shows, you see, that in you know, when you looking at the Yurugu on the planet, more times than not, they're gonna be very anti, you see, woman. And it ain't just, you know, and you talking about, you know, and so you got to understand too that across the board, you talking about the woman too. She ain't, so, you know, maybe that's why they ain't, you know, they got that, you know, you understand what I'm saying? They on the other side. You see what I'm saying? And so that applies to them too. You understand? They just lopsided. You see? Yin and yang, divine opposites. You see? Now let's get off into this now. Let's get off into this. I don't know why that kicked me out. I don't know why. Okay. Now, when you watch Lord of the Rings, see, that's full representation of the Yurugu. You see, that's full representation of the Yurugu. Now, I'm going to put it in general settings. You understand? Presentation of what the Yurugu is. And it's not, it's not just not having your complementary soul, because we all got them feminine and masculine, you understand what I'm saying, aspect. Now, ain't that, and people got to understand that. You see, you got to, when you compare, your DNA, you see, you get half from your mama, you get half from your father. That's who you are. You see, you have your, and so when you look at a lot of these stories, listen to it. When you listen to a lot of these stories out here, when you deal with the Yurugu, they don't have a mama. They don't have a mama. When you start talking about Remulus and Romulus, he didn't have no mama. Abandoned. See, I'm going to take this deeper. Abandoned. Don't have no mama. You see, don't have no father. Really? Don't have no father. And so we taking this to a deeper level. You see, because this talks about origin. This talks about origin. You see? Because when you say you ain't got no mama and no daddy, how do you trace yourself? No mama. Now, let me explain that. When you talk about fables and you talk about parables, you see, you don't have no origin. What am I talking about? When you look on this planet, you have to have a place of origin to be a natural thing on the planet. You see, we're Africans. We didn't migrate into Africa. We was always there. We are the only people, listen to me, on this planet, and the Ethiopians that did not migrate. They did not migrate into the land. We did not migrate into Africa. We was always in Africa from the very beginning, because we the primordial. When you talk about all other peoples, when you say native, you say, where are they native? Where are they native at? Now, I just want to ask you the question. Where are they native? They're not native in Europe, because you can show African population that was there before they got there. See? Am I right? The Grimaldis was in Europe before the European got there. The Venuses with the woolly hair, that's evidence. They were there before any of them got there, before any Neanderthal or any of that. The African was there first. When you go in Southern Asia, hear me? When you go in Asia, I don't care east or west. And I'm talking about below the mountains. I'm talking about below the Himalayas, the Zagros Mountains, all of that south of the mountain ranges across Asia, that's Kushite. So when you look at the Buddha and you look at the deities and you look at all of the ancient Buddhas, are woolly head. You see? All of the ancient Buddhas are woolly head, African. You see? So they're not native to east or west, Southern Asia, into the Pacific, into Oceania. Not native.
Okay? And so the only other place that you could say that they're possibly native to, or the first place that they appeared, was in the heart of Russia. That's their motherland. You see, that's their motherland beyond the Himalayas. Or that's the first place that they appeared. You see, the first place that they appeared. Okay, and so we got to be clear about that. So when you start talking about, when you listen to the stories, whether it be Tarzan, abandoned. He was abandoned. Remulus and Romulus, abandoned. See, so this is a fable. You understand what I'm saying? To show that they don't have a mother. They don't have a native land. You see? The only one that you can speak of that could possibly be is the heart of Russia. Beyond the Uralian mountains, in the heart, in Siberia. You see? That's the only place, you see, that you can speak about. So that's where you get these stories, you see, because when you talk about African people, we know where we come from. You see, our history is not so mystical, where it doesn't speak to our origin. We have always known we was original to Africa. You see, there's no dispute where we come from. Everybody else is in dispute. Everybody else is in, we don't know. You see? And so the thing becomes, if you're not native to any of these areas, and when you start talking about Europe, even in Europe, got the highest levels of skin cancer. If you look at the top 20 nations in skin cancer, 17 of them are in Europe. The other three, Australia, wait a minute, maybe possibly New Zealand, South Africa, you see, South Africa, Israel, all places. See that right there? So you're not native there. You see, you're not native, and so it's to conceive somebody life, originating in Siberia. That's a very punishing, that's a very punishing history, because life, and you expect, if life is frigid, whatever it is, it's frigid. Ice is when that ice, when you talk about that ice, is frigid. You understand what I'm saying? And so that it's lacking. You understand it lacks life for real. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not gonna get nothing out of the ice, but you understand, even when when I was going to school, in Michigan, and in the wintertime, man, if you're out there in that cold, you can't think about shit but getting into some heat. You see, ain't no motherfucker out there think about no knowledge. Nigga, only thing you thinking about, nigga, when you come out the off the bus and shit and go, nigga, you gonna spend the first fucking hour, nigga, an hour and a half when you get this thawing out, nigga, trying to get your body temperature up. You ain't thinking about no goddamn knowledge. in no damn code. You see, you ain't thinking about no damn knowledge at all. And so when you see nothing is no trees, no vegetation, no fruit, no herbs, and there is some, but they not the tropical type. You see what I'm saying? And so there's something missing. There's something missing. You see, there's something missing. And so this is what so when you see that it's about the sun, when you say, because everything in this is a solar center galaxy, and I'm going to touch on some things. It's a solar center galaxy. And so to be in this galaxy and depleted of the essentials of, of your makeup, to be able to, interchange with solar energy, exchange, life force with the sun. You see what I'm saying? You lack in that. You see, and when you lack, you there's the necessary essentials that balance you out in a harmonious, spirit. You see, anything that's in, you see, when you go out and it's starting to get springtime, you see everything. The birds is chirping, and the insects is moving, the grass is green, all the colors come out. You see what I'm saying? You see life. In that, you're more vibrant. You're vibrant. You're moving around. In the winter, you stuck. You in one spot. You see nightfall. You understand? In the winter, summertime, even at night, is vibrant. The heat is moving. You see, so in certain areas in the summertime, 24/7 is life, is moving. You see, but in that, in them cold climate, even right now, probably in Siberia. I don't know how cold it is. Matter of fact, let's just see. Damn near say middle of the country get 10 to 15 Celsius most of the time. Moving deeper into the Siberia, the average is usually 15 to 25. So, let me see. Let me see. Well, let me bring that into our calculations, because I want to see. So 60, so it really don't get above 60. But shit, I guess it can get negative, most of the time in certain parts of that motherfucker. You see, it's just cold all the motherfucking time. Middle of the country gets 10 to 15 degrees Celsius most of the time. You see? So that's critical. Moving deeper into Siberia, the average is 15 to 25 degrees. Negative. But in certain parts, so you see in certain parts of it, it's just cold all the motherfucking time. You see what I'm saying? So let's look at this. See, because you got to understand, Lord of the Rings is like they knew. It's like they knew goddamn 10 Commandments. See? And so when you talk about that ring of power, see, when you talk about that, the ring, that's solar. You see, you're dealing with the serpentine energy. When you're dealing with the Ouroboros, when you're dealing with the ring, you're dealing with the Ouroboros. You're dealing with solar energy. You got to understand that the dragon and the serpentine the serpent are only zoo types that represent solar energy. You see, and break that down for you. So when you talk about dragon, you see Dragon. The on. You see, like Heliopolis in the Bible, Heliopolis, which is the city of the sun, is on, like Aton. You see on. Like when you flip the switch on, you get electric current, you get energy. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that the drag on is and the on is symbolic of the sun, Heliopolis. You see, so the dragon is symbolic of solar energy. That's why it has a negative connotation amongst European people. Got to understand that. So even though solar energy is toxic to the golem, the lust for immortality drives him to a sadistic insanity and ultimately his demise. Okay, his demise. And so you see that the lust after these things, even though he knows it's toxic, you can see how that motherfucker transformed. You understand what I'm saying? His lust for it, though. You see, he got a sadistic lust after this energy. You see, so but yet it still is killing his ass every day. It's killing his ass every day, and you see what it transformed him into, family. You see what it transformed. And so when you talk about, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. See, when we talk about the orb, you see, when you seen them in there and you watch the Lord and you see the orb and you see the dragon's eye. See, that's the sun. You got to understand that's solar energy. That's why when they look in the sun, they seen what's his name? Sovereign. You see what I'm saying? Which is a sim, and you see that they in Mordor. You see what I'm saying? And you see the term Mordor. You see, when you get more in there, but you see the Mordor is symbolic again, and I'll show you of the double serpent. You see, symbolic of the double serpent. So they using occult mythology to hide the true understanding of what's going on. So it's the sun. You see, and so when you talk about the orb, you talk about the orb is nothing when you talk about how you see wizards and shit in it, and they talking about alchemy, which is really the black arts, and they didn't co-opted it, but they don't have the mechanism to bring forth the energy. You see what I'm saying? So you see how when the Yurugu, you see what I'm saying? Try to access it. See, this is the eye. You see the eye of the dragon. You see the Cro-Magnon trying to access the power of the dragon. You see, which is symbolic of solar energy. Okay, which I want you to understand. You see, and so you see, and when he tried to access that shit, what happened? You see, put his ass in check. Put his ass in check. He know that. And so he loves, and still, though he know that, he lust after the ring. You see, he still lust after the ring. Okay? And the more he try to access it, you see how he changes. You see how he changes. See, the Greeks and the Romans, when they came into Egypt, see, we got to talk now. See, when they thought they had something there. See, they thought they could access it, but they couldn't access it. You see, they could not access it, and our family told them that too. You can't access this, and told them about, a solar extinction, which they call Ragnarok. Ragnarok, look it up. You see the fire demon, Surta, is the one that brings death and destruction to the Asgardian gods. Surta, when he light that sword in the flame of Asgard, that's the beginning of Ragnarok. You see, the end of the gods. You see, so you see right there the group agreed, and so they thought they had something. You see, they thought they had something, but The solar religion is toxic. It's toxic to ice people. So you see how it began. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why they didn't have no access. They didn't have no. Well, what you gonna do with all these scrolls? People talking about the Library of Alex. This is solar religion. What the hell you think a Yurugu gonna do with a solar religion? They ain't got no, they don't have. And so when you see they pretend to be a part of it, that's only so that they use it as a way to trick you. You see what I'm saying? Into worshiping them. You understand what I'm saying? They know by nature you are the children of the sun. And so they know you're going to adore the sun. So what they do is they put the halos back there. You understand what I'm saying? They put all that back there to lure you. Because when African people see the sun, they know that's divine. You see, they know that's divinity. Anytime you see that, that's divinity. Anywhere any religion you go in, they're going to have the sun back there. No matter which one it is, which they got out of Africa. See, but in Africa, they had the sun above the head to show you that the sun is primal. You see what I'm saying? It's first and foremost. You see, first and foremost. But in the religion aspect of it, the sun is pushed down behind the head. Okay? Now, what happens when the sun is pushed down behind the head? When you look straight ahead at the image, you get the illusion that the power of the sun is emanating through the image. You see, you get the illusion that the power of the sun in the image is one. You see? And so what happens is you confuse the energy of the sun and the image. You understand what I'm saying? You confuse it. You see them as one, and you end up worshiping the image. You see and many people see the image as becoming the primordial image of divinity. They get confused in that. So they use the sun to trick you into worshiping the image. Now, many times you can see, they used to have to put the sun back there to trick you. You see, now today, they don't even have to give Jesus a halo. They don't have to give Jesus a halo. All you had to do was put a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal up there with long hair and this, that, and the third. They don't even have to put no halo back there. You know what you're going to say? God. You see, so it's a weaning process. It's a spiritual weaning process. They know early on we ain't going to buy. We know we worship in the sun. So you give them the solar attributes. And then you work them down to where they confusing the divinity of the sun and the cosmos with the image. And see, and then once they get you to mistake the power of divinity, you see, by now the image has become the primary image of divinity. They can take away the sun. You see, they can take away the sun, which they wanted to do all along. And so what's left? The image of Yurugu. That's what you got. Don't even have to put the halo up there no more. That's Jesus, God. That's God. You see, the God of chaos, he's lacking. You see, and once you understand that, with the Dogon, let me put this one up here. Where we at? This one right here. I got this one. Nah. I had to look into this. Because but we're gonna take this and we're gonna do some research with it. The name Europe derives from Europa. Now they got the Y spelled with the Y. Okay. Let me deal with that. a Greek god is created from a slander given by Dogon students in Kemet who saw Greeks as Yurugu, the pale fox. Now, this is a thing that in Dogon, they got the fox there, right? That's the image of Yurugu. That's the image of Yurugu right there. Okay, that's the image of Yurugu, the pale fox. Now they saying the pale fox who perpetrates chaos and evil in the world. This eventually became the pale wolf, mother of the Romans, the Lupercus. Okay, Dogon students in Kemet taunted the Greeks in Kemet by calling them Yurugu, the pale fox that symbolized the devil of chaos in Dogon cosmology. The Greeks internalized the taunt like African Americans have today with the N word, and we're the N-I-double-G-E-R, not the knocker. They made the Yurugu their goddess. Yurupa was then borrowed by the Romans and made from a fox into a wolf, the Yurugu mother of evil that gave birth to the Romans. So we had to do some research on this, family. You see, because what we have to understand that only not even the half has been told. You see, but see, when you watch the movie, and I'm gonna end with this one. See, you see one, you see him, you see what his name, Frodo. You see, some of them understand. And see, he threw it in there because he knew he was chasing something that he cannot obtain. Those who understood the quest for solar immortality could never be achieved and discarded all attempts to obtain its power. But you see, it was those like the Yurugu, Gollum. He fought his ass when he got ready. He had, he was about to throw it in and he put it back on his finger. The lust, he said, he put it on and he was about, and the Gollum just bit his fucking finger off. You understand? They fighting and the motherfucking ring fell off the leg because it was going down in the lava. You see, it was a river, a lake of fire. See, what y'all don't talk about, what y'all don't have no proper understanding. You see, you don't have no proper understanding of what that is. So people equate it with hell. It's not hell. It's not hell. See, the lake of fire is like when you read in the Bible, it says the first baptism is in water. The second baptism is in fire. That was the last rite of purification before you go into a mentor. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that no Yurugus or nothing like that could enter into a mentor. So when you see, matter of fact, let me show you. You see him go to his death. Where's that one at? I don't even know. Here you go, right here. I wish I had it. You see, he was falling down in the matter of fact, I didn't even put it up there. You see him right there. If you watch the movie, he fell down into what? The lake of fire. You see, chasing, and you all know what happened after that. Gollum, the Yurugu, fall into his death for the lust of immortality. So it's the same as Icarus flying towards the sun, falling to his death. So you see the same story with Icarus. You understand? Flying up too close to the sun and the wax wings on his back burn up off of his back. You see what I'm saying? Burn because he wants to be the immortal, but he cannot be everything. And so when you see the wax wings of Icarus only is symbolic of his civilization. It's only going to take him so far into that point. You understand what I'm saying? Where the universe is going to hit the gavel. And it's going to be, you're going to hear dong. You see, and it's a combination of the universe and what we do. It's not just, it's a combination of the age that we're going to come into, the mental aspect, the universal aspect, all coming together, bringing an end to the age of Yurugu. You see? So, family, yeah. The time we got to drop science, family. You see, we got to drop science. Every time you see and how he changes and shit, sucking the life out of his ass. You see, he's changing. And that's what make him insane and shit. You see what I'm saying? They already at a disadvantage. You see, in the the love. And so again, that's why when they was drove out, you see that they drove. It says God drove out man, Adam and Eve, from the Garden of Eden, drove them out. And what happened? They went out what? With their hands in their face, in shame. In shame. That's true. Look it up. They went out. Why were they in shame? You see, we got to go deeper, family. Check me out, family. Look at, if you want a deeper understanding, this is a very touchy issue. And so I have to be very careful. So if you want to check out a more powerful aspect of what we teaching here today, generalseti.com, you cannot go wrong. We got the whole catalog of the creatures from the caucus. All of this is there in the most profound presentation that you could get it. Try it out. You cannot go wrong, family. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You see, this is the General Sarah Susan said. He's saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily information. God damn it, liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.